Hey there, Sagittarius, Sun, Sagittarius, Moon, Sagittarius, Rising. Happy New Year to you. Welcome to the next decade of your life, right? So here we go. I am Maggie. This is Moon Directed. Generally work with the energy of the moon, but I am switching things up actually a lot. But today we're just going to cover the 2020 preview, take a look at what's going on. We'll pull cards for each month, and then we'll pull a clarifier for each month. And then we will cover what your superpower is for manifestation this year. What can you do? What's your best advice for health? A little bit of advice on love. A little bit of advice on your soul's journey. And then a final word from Spirit. I did channel a message for you, and I'll get to that in just a second. But I want to take a moment to thank you for all of your support this past year. It has really been spectacular. I really appreciated it. And I would ask you to continue to do so. If you would like to be notified when I upload a video, hitting that notification bell will help ensure that you get that notification. And I also would like to encourage you to always hit the thumbs up button whenever you turn on the video right away, because it helps connect our energy, and it makes it easier when I'm trying to tap into energy to be able to connect with you and get you a message that'll resonate more. But also, I don't know if you noticed, but YouTube runs around unsubscribing people if they feel like they're not actively engaged in the channels in which they are subscribed to. I think it has to do with advertising. And so by hitting the thumbs up, you're actively engaging in whatever channel, not just mine, any channel that you're involved in. And so it will help to keep your subscriptions the way you would like. This is an interesting card for you. Yes? Okay, interesting. Wow. All right, so you have playing it safe, and underneath playing it safe was transformation. I never think of Sagittarius as one that plays it safe, and it doesn't really go with the channel message I got for you, and so I'm finding it very interesting. And I think you're going to be asked this year to be willing to break through that, to be willing to make the change and make the transformation. So, wow, that's some crazy energy right there. Okay. So, anyways, leaving comments, engaging by hitting the like button will help you maintain your subscriptions. And so the other thing I wanted to tell you while I'm dealing the rest of these cards is that I am still running my special. It's good through the 31st to reserve your reading. It's a pre-recorded, personalized version of a reading. I generally spend about an hour on those, but it's only $20.20 if you order today or tomorrow. And then you can, after that, the price on January 1st goes up to $33.33 on those readings. And so it becomes important if you want to get in on that deal. That's like a $13. That's a pretty good savings. All right, so this energy is really interesting in your reading today. When I was channeling your messages, what I got for you was that you would have clarity of vision and determination. So when I see that playing it safe, I wonder if you look at a situation, you go, wow, if I do that, and I really want to, but if I do that, here are the repercussions of that, and is it worth the risk to me if I want to do this? And so let's just see what we get. I think you're going to be definitely paying attention to details. And so 2020, it's a 4, right? 2 + 2 is 4, and it's about stability. It's about growth, creating a stable base in which you can grow things on, build from here. It's like if you were building a house, it's the installation of the plumbing and the ductwork and the electrical, and pouring that concrete, making sure that it's tempered properly and that it's nice and square, and all these things that go into building a solid foundation so you can build a building as tall as you want, so you can go for it eventually. And so playing it safe might mean not being such a risk taker, because the other card that came out here, we have impeccability. And so this is paying attention to the details. I am impeccable in my thought, word, and deed. And so playing it safe, I think to build the stability for yourself this year, it is going to be done with really paying attention to the details and not just jumping off and taking a risk, but really being sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, because I think this transformation is what comes up the next year. Next year, I really hate to be like talking about 2020 and already talking about 2021, but we're building the foundation for what is happening next. And the energies are continuing to build. We are going through this ascension process and things are speeding up, and it's not taking that long to get from one step to the next step. And people are waking up. They are waking up. And this is a year of really pulling it together and setting our foundations, because the surge for waking up is happening in like the next couple of years. And so people have started. It's going to increase greatly, and you have clarity of vision and determination. And so I think this is about really knowing where you're going, but being really cautious in the steps and the planning of it. And that is not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing if you're trying to go for that stability to promote growth in the future, to transform whatever it is, a business, a relationship, your life, your spiritual growth, you're just whatever it is that you're working to do here. So let's get into the cards and see what we have going on for you. I pulled, like I said, a card for the overall energy for the month, and then a clarifier to kind of give us some guidance on how to proceed forward with it. And so, for January, you have new beginnings. That's nice space for January, right? And my joy is the greatest gift I give others. So don't forget to have some fun in January. Allow your inner child out to play, because I see this child here in this new beginnings card. Right? So, and this is in your second house of what you value, right? Capricorn is second house of what you value. So that's your self-worth, self-esteem, but it's also finances and self-worth. And so there's a new opportunity coming here, and maybe it's something that brings you joy, or you're working so hard on it, you need to be reminded to have some fun too. Like, get out there and have a little bit of fun. This feels like such seriousness here that I think maybe Spirit's reminding you, don't forget to have some fun too. Like, put it all in there. Create that balanced life for yourself. And then in February, you have your higher self and you have radiance. I am a radiant reflection of God's light. I'm a radiant reflection of God's light. And so I think that spiritual growth is happening here. And I know that when I was going through my initial stages of really rapid spiritual growth, I really kind of pulled all my energy in, and I was a hermit. No kidding. It was totally like nobody, you couldn't get me out of my house. I'd make plans and then I wouldn't go. We have for March, you have intuition and manifestation and awakening. And so, yes, I think at the beginning of this year, there is this need to kind of pull in and withdraw into yourself a little and be willing to grow. And you're being reminded to have fun. Like, part of this is having fun. So finding that balance and intuition and manifestation. This year, the energies are so potent for creating whatever. So focus on the positive and the good things that you want to create, so that's what you're creating, and steer away from any negative thoughts or self-doubts so that you don't manifest what you don't want, right? You want to stay with what you want. All right, okay, because yes, this is what I was worried about. In April, we have this consciousness of lack. So you have intuition and manifestation, and I think in April you start to have some doubts. Now, do you have a consciousness of lack, and that's why you're playing it safe? And you're a little worried to take an opportunity here? Because you have courage that came with it. You have courage that came with it. I live life passionately and courageously. Don't allow your doubts to override everything. Transformation can't happen without action. So let's see what else we get here. So, okay, well, good. All right, this is nice. So you are planning, it's planning and action taking place here in May, and it's with inspiration. I am receiving divine inspiration right now. So taking this time right here to really connect with Spirit, I think then you start creating your plan and you start figuring out where it is that you're going from there. That's lovely. And here we go, action. Okay, now we have children here, family, but it's really about, are there children in your family? Are there new children? Are you planning to have an addition? Are you dating someone has a child that becomes a member of your family? Or it's also about allowing your inner child out to play. And so again, I want to recommend that you make sure you keep this balance. And here we have action. So there is an encouragement to make a plan and take action in May and June. And in June, we have, so in May, we have a full moon solar eclipse happening in Sagittarius. And then in June, we have in your, across the nodes from you, because now the nodes have slipped. They slipped for a couple of months into the Sagittarius-Gemini axis, and then it moves back in July into the Capricorn-Cancer one and finishes that up at 0 degrees. And then after that, it moves into Gemini and it's there for the next year and a half. And so you have a little taste of it coming up here. And so here we have this planning and action through divine inspiration. Then you have action again and your inner child, or it has to do with children or family. But this is happening with those eclipse energies, pushing things forward, asking you to release what doesn't work and taking action steps to move forward. You have that energy coming up for the next 18 months. So 2 years from now, because it's for the next 2 years, because it'll take until spring of 2021. Again, I don't like to jump into 2021 so fast, but it feels like they're so connected this time. All right, and then you have family and friends and guides. So again, with the family, really doubling down on the family and success. So for those of you who are trying to get pregnant, I don't want you to get discouraged, because this looks like it's a very opportune time. For those of you who would not like to get pregnant, but it's possible, I want to encourage you to be planning ahead for that. Because you have planning in action, right? So just be aware, this looks like a very fertile time, but this could also be about making choices and decisions regarding the family, what you're going to do. Maybe you're going to move the family. Maybe you are not living near family and you want to move closer to family. There is this need to take action that creates a success to it, though, right? Because there's the planning and the action. You're inspired. They're taking the action, and here's the success. And so it looks like May, June, and July have a lot of potential. And again, there's 2 eclipses in July. There's a lot of potential here to create what it is that you want. And the eclipses are happening during the sun sign of Cancer, which rules the 4th house of home and family and the mother. And so I think that there could be a real opportunity here to create the situation that you would like. And that's lovely. And then Sagittarius, you have in October, you have healing and you have teacher. And so teacher here tells me that there is some kind of a situation in your life where you have had to learn a lesson through a karmic partner, or you were the karmic partner that was teaching the lesson, and now there's healing of that situation. So allow for the healing to happen. And because we have all these family cards here, I'm thinking it's with a family member. So there's a situation, maybe a sibling or a parent, that was really a difficult situation for you, and here's your opportunity to create healing in this. It could also be that you married into a family that has karmic partners that have the situation that healing needs to occur. And so it's this phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell in my body. So this summer looks like a really, that third quarter, I mean, well, yeah, the second quarter of the year looks really, really solid. Before I start into September, October, November, and December here, the energies really shift. And it becomes much more of a roller coaster filled with lessons, and where you have to search for the blessings with the energies. And so I don't want you to be freaked out when you see what happens, because most people are not having such a great role. But look at you. You have deserving and gratitude to start September. Beautiful. So be grateful for the blessings that are coming into your life, and your gratitude will raise your vibrational energy. And so as you raise your vibrational energy, you are going to attract higher vibrational opportunities into your life. And so if you allow this healing to happen, and you know and you feel the gratitude of it, and you understand that you are deserving simply by being a child, a spark of God wrapped in DNA, and you live your life from this center of gratitude, you're going to ward off a lot of some of the challenges that are ahead. Look at this. Oh my gosh, you have travel coming in October and you have light. My light radiates through my life and the world around me. Nice. Nice. What a beautiful, oh my gosh, you guys are doing so well compared to some of the signs. I'm so happy for you. Oh, holy cow. I think I want to be Sagittarius this year. This is such great energy. Now you have the loving man. Now the loving man in a general reading is the energy of somebody expressing. So could there be, if you're interested in men, could a man be coming in? Absolutely. If you are a man and you're interested in someone, could you be stepping out? Yes. But this is the energy of somebody speaking up, taking the steps, being action oriented, and you have strength. I have deep inner strength and glorious vitality. And so it might be a situation where it's going to require extraordinary effort to speak up, to say something, to move in that direction, to take the risk instead of playing it safe so that you can transform your life. And, ooh, you guys, what a great year. And you have Ascended Masters. So, spirituality, and you have embracing. I embrace and love all of my life. So, it starts with spirit and it finishes with spirit. If you stay in contact with spirit this year, if you're willing to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the details, particularly during the Mercury retrograde cycles. But honestly, you guys don't have a bad month. There's a little bit of doubt that sneaks in April. Squish it. Squish it, squish it, squish it. Because everything else looks amazing. Wow. Nice. Nice. Really lovely. And we have this action here. Success. We have embracing. So that's an action. But honestly, I don't think playing it safe. We have courage. I think playing it safe is what you want to not be doing, but maybe paying attention to the details. So playing it safe, but not sitting on the sidelines, I guess. Being willing to take measured action. Look, you have this. You are the collaborator. I co-create to create. You are co-creating with spirit what it is that you want your life to look like this year. And so again, I cannot stress enough how important it is that it starts with spirit and your connection to spirit. So journaling, time in meditation. You're a fire sign, sometimes action, while you are walking or running or, sometimes driving. But, what you're picking up in your dreams, make sure you're writing it down, keeping a journal, paying attention, having these conversations, and actively working to develop your spiritual connection and conversation. So you have do more research. So this would be that impeccability. This has to do with health and the playing it safe. So if there's a health issue that needs to be taken care of, make sure you're doing the research and getting the information that you need on it. You have forgiveness heals. So this has to do with this family situation. Whatever this family situation is, where you have the teacher and the karmic and the healing, forgiveness heals. Now this could be also a partnership, a relationship with a spouse or something like that. We have stretch. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take excellent care of myself in all ways. When I say stretch, I think they're talking about physical stretching, but I also think stretching because of, I see it. Okay, stretching, I want to say the way you look at things, like trying to look at things from a different perspective, gaining more information, studying research, the stretching of the mind. And then we have changed positions. Okay, so yes, so you may have to do, if you have a physical situation, you may want to, get that second, that third opinion, be willing to stretch to see what that is. And also alternative medicine. So maybe yoga would help release some of your stress. We're taking those cards. They insisted. We'll look for some other information here. That was crazy. They totally jumped out. So the first one says, keep it simple. This is in regards to your love life. And so when you keep it simple, that is choosing less words to express yourself. It says, old souls use words very sparingly, except, of course, for I, love, thank, you, wow, now, and cool. Wow, I love you now, the universe. P.S. Which sounds better than, wow, now I love you. Sequence is important. And so impeccability in the words that you use to create and bring around this healing feels important. And what would love do? Do you know why it's easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. So, speaking kindly, using gentleness in your words are going to help heal situations. You know, there's a saying, would you rather be right or happy? And I think this is a year where you pick happy. And start where you are. Great things about feeling deep, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start with anyone. And so if you are coming out of a relationship, which it doesn't really feel so much like that, then who's next? But I feel like start from where you are in the situation and leaving the past behind you, okay? You know, say, okay, so from today forward, I'm going to treat this person this way. I'm going to forgive what happened in the past, and we're just going to move forward. We're not going to worry about it. And it says it's not as if you need anyone, and this keeps showing up. For as long as you wish, keep them in your life, whoever they may be, as opposed to changing them, will wildly improve the chances that they'll wish to keep you in your life. So understanding, it's better to understand someone else than worry about whether or not they understand you. So seek to understand, speak with words of love, take loving actions. It may require a little extra strength to do so, but you are being divinely guided along this path of healing in some kind of a family karmic situation where you were here to teach each other's lessons, and it looks beautiful. What a beautiful, beautiful outcome. You have such a nice 2020 ahead of you, Sagittarius. You really do. All right, so let's take a look at what the Soul's Journey card for you is for this year. Okay. This one came flying out. We have 38, which is 11. That's a very spiritual number. Kind of looks like a spider, doesn't it? Also a flower. And this one, ooh, nice. This is an 8. This is the number of strength, right? An infinity. Strength is infinite, and strength. 8 is infinite. Strength, infinite. Abundance is just infinity. So here we go. 35 says the Royal Order. We play important roles in each other's lives. We aid each other on the journey to oneness and ascension. Before we can play an integral role in helping others, we have to first take care of ourselves. The Royal Order is about keeping within the divine order of life. Be sure to care for the physical vessel that is you. It needs to run functionally and properly. You have an important part to play in the lives of others, so make sure that you take care of yourself first. So this healing here, this physical activity, make sure you're taking care of yourself. That's why we had so many cards, I think, come out for that, to really emphasize that. Taking care of yourself so that you can be there for the other people in your life that you care about. And then we have, intuitive arts. There are many forms of intuitive work being done on the planet today using your intuitive gifts. Remember, we have this awakening up here with intuition and manifestation happening up here in March, and we have your higher intuition and your radiance. So February, March, the first part of the year is really about making that contact and really developing your contact with spirit. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are receiving guidance and messages from the other dimensions of existence. One of your gifts is having the ability to share these higher teachings with others. Sometimes you simply speak the words that are needed, even without knowing the effect or the power you have. The channeling guide asks you to work on... Oh, I'm reading the wrong one. Skipping back to Intuitive Arts Guide. I'm going to finish that in case that was important for somebody. The channeling guide asks you to work on fine-tuning the gift, meditate, listen, and follow the guidance you receive. So the intuitive arts is there. Using your intuitive gifts has a large role in the work that you're really here to do. There are many tasks that are undertaken which actually involve the intuitive process, whether you paint, write, music, design, or raise children. So using your intuition in matters of the family becomes very important. You are operating from an intuitive source. This guidance is here to help you see your role is important. The work you do is needed. You are in service, and your intuitive knowing is strong. You are helping others to acknowledge and accept their own intuition. If you are Sagittarius is one of the most intuitive signs, I think, that there is. Okay, there is different levels of intuition. The water signs, they definitely feel the stuff. They feel their way. I see this as a water sign. I feel my way through things. Well, that doesn't feel right. Or there's sometimes there's like a little snap of clarity and vision that comes. I think that has a lot to do with the placement of my Neptune. But there's just, Aquarius gets downloads of information that's like great ideas that serve the world, that are very advanced and like creative, like something that will change the whole world, like a new computing system or something like that. They get those kind of downloads. With Sagittarius, you come in here with this knowledge and understanding, this deep wisdom that you can access at any time. Very wise souls. So your intuition has it feels like a knowledge base to it. Whereas water signs, it tends to feel like an emotional base. Yours feels like it's more connected to the thought processes. And so sometimes I think as you think your way through things, and you make your decisions and they seem so rational, that it's really your intuition leading and guiding the way. So tapping into that really helps you. You are waking up early in the year. So journaling, paying attention, and stepping into your power of your knowingness. You know stuff. I always laugh. Like, I can't believe how they just know stuff. That's you guys. You just know things. And so that's your superpower. So be willing to use it. You are co-creating with spirit. What you choose to focus on this year is what you're going to create. It doesn't matter what it is. If what you're interested in is building wealth, and then you focus on that, and you can do that absolutely. But the energy here is really about repairing and healing so that you're ready for the next steps. And so make sure that you're allowing some time for that too. So we have perseverance and confidence. It seems you are out. Seems you are on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you are climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it. You just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes your job easier. Blow off steam. I don't actually agree with that. So, negative words surround you, and they create more negative situations. So I know that's what this card says, but that's one person's thought process as they're writing this. I think the message from Spirit is more, because that really ticked in my head, and so I don't want to say that. I really want to encourage you to use positive words and affirmations, and you are going to struggle, and the mountain is high, and there are obstacles, yes, because that's what's going on this year for everybody. It's not really showing up in this reading. So I think they're just reminding you that even though your reading looks light and it looks easy, and I don't think it's easy when you're solving and resolving karmic family situations. And so even though it looks very promising and very possible and very likely to happen, there will be moments when it is difficult and when it is hard. And do you need to blow off steam? Okay, sit down and journal then about your frustrations and your anger, and get it out that way. Don't verbally vomit it all over the people, because you will create more issues. And don't use words. You can be frustrated with a situation. You can be frustrated, but don't think that you're incapable. Don't think it's not possible. Don't come down on yourself that way. Remember to keep your vibrational energy as high as possible. And so be grateful for the opportunities to learn these lessons and to do this healing. And if you can maintain that attitude of gratitude, overriding everything else, and stepping in there with confidence, you are going to do just fine. It says, you think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cussing like a freaking pirate. That doesn't sell a lot of posters. So yes, it's okay to be upset. Yes, it's okay to be frustrated and express it. I just don't want you to express it by saying I'm incapable or they're stupid or any of those words that create damage. But it is okay to go like, wow, this is so freaking hard. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Except that you can do it. And so the other card you have is confidence. And remember, you have the strength card here, right? And courage. Courage showed up too. Courage, strength, and success, though. Success showed up. So you can do this. You can absolutely do this. So confidence. Confidence is going to be key this year. This knowingness, this believing this deserving sense that you know you can accomplish this. In this moment, I step back and I look at myself with pride of a good mother. I see abundance of abilities and talents that have shown up all the time in the big and the little ways. That attitude of gratitude, right? If I stuck myself on a refrigerator, I would say I would invite all the neighbors over to look at it and say, look at that. Can you believe what an A+ that is? This is a year where you are going to probably have to step out of your comfort zone. This playing it safe card tells me that you need to step out of your comfort zone and actively work to heal and repair some relationships. Heal and repair maybe physical health. But you can do this. Like, you have all the tools sitting right here. You are like the magician this year. You can totally accomplish your goals. So just, persevere. Yes, it's going to get tough. Yes, you're going to be frustrated. Yes, you're going to go, that reading looked really good. This is really hard. Yeah, that's true. But you can still do it. All right. We'll talk soon. You take care. Have a great new year.